everybody, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy, and I'm so happy to have you all joining me for this special reading for anybody with the sun sign of Cancer, my fellow lunar babies. So anyway, I tried this last month. Last month I did a zodiac chakra reading, and the response was really good for that. So I'm going to do that again in 3 months. So for this month, so in the first of the month, I think I'm going to start releasing a zodiac reading. So for this month, we are going to focus on for this one is for July, but it's for July, August, and September. So it's good for those 3 months, but it is all about connecting with your spirit guides. All right. So before we get into all that, let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, and if you would consider doing so, I would really appreciate it, because that stupid YouTube algorithm is real, and it's based off of number of subscribers and watch time. So I don't know what happens once you have to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And the watch hours aren't like super difficult to get, but subscribers are. I don't know what happens, and I'm sure I could Google it, but I wouldn't be surprised because it's a goal I am working on. But not just for myself, but any YouTuber you watch, smash that subscribe button and show YouTube these limitations that you're creating. We're not going to take it. And you can turn off your notifications for my channel. That will not offend me. I won't even know that you do it. I understand you don't want your phone blowing up. I'm the same way. The people I subscribe to, I have notifications off as well. I know kind of when they release things, and I check in quite often with those I subscribe to. So anyway, if you do subscribe, thank you in advance. And for those who are already subscribed, thank you times 1,000. All right. So this reading, I have 2 decks here. I'm going to draw 5 cards from the tarot deck, and each card is going to represent a certain question or aspect about your spirit guide, one of your spirit guides. And the thing with spirit guides is that at the moment of conception, we have our guardian angel, and that guardian angel is with us our whole entire life. But throughout our life, we pick up guardian angels, elementals, galactic guides, spirit animals, all different types of entities that make up our spiritual team. Sometimes we don't even know that they exist, maybe scribes and things like that. Some people only talk to or try to communicate with their guardian angel, and that is fine. However, we have a whole team that's working for us. So we're going to talk to one of them today, get some information about some things that are going on. And then at the end, we're going to draw one of these cards. This is one of the shadow decks. This is the Lantern Oracle. And it's not super shadowy, but it's not the all love, light, happiness, rainbows, and unicorn decks. So we will do that. And there is no Reiki hug for my normal watchers. So this is not a Reiki hug thing. All right. So, I always pick some crystals before I do a reading. Normally I sit it on top of the deck. So for you guys, Cancer, I actually was pulled to drawn to. The first one that I was strongly drawn to is fusite. And fusite, you can't really tell here with the glare. It's a beautiful green. Sometimes it's a little shiny, but it's a really great heart chakra stone. And for some reason, I was drawn to that. But then I was also told, by my guides, and just when told, it's not like voices. I mean, in my head, it would pop into my mind, amethyst. I was guided to pull out my amethyst scepter as well. So I have that there. So you might want to work, if you have those crystals, work with those crystals. If you don't, check out the Your Natural Healer store. At the time of recording this, I don't have the scepters yet. My one supplier, he's waiting to get some. As soon as he does, he says I'm like number 1 on the list. But I do have amethyst. I also have fusite available, yournaturalhealer.com/products if you need any. But I would definitely do some energy work with these crystals this week. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling. Now, really quickly, Cancer, remember, oh, well, that's a lovely card to, when I broke the deck in half, is the Sun, highest vibrational card in the deck. Loving that. This is a general reading. And so what this means is that it's for anybody that is the sign of Cancer. So it's not going to resonate with everybody. Okay. So if it doesn't, don't get frustrated. Remember, this reading is covering a 3-month period. So you have July, August, and September. I'll do the next one for your guides again in October. Now, if you get frustrated, it doesn't resonate, don't say, oh, this sucks, this is fake. Two things, as I said, you can always come back and revisit it, even at the end, and be like, oh my gosh, that's what she was talking about. Or you can always go to, again, my website, yournaturalhealer.com/services, and I have all different types of packages, different lengths of tarot readings, and if there's something special you want, you can always ask as well. Maybe you want this spread just for yourself. Go ahead and email me and say, or, email me, Tammy@yournaturalhealer.com, and say, hey, Tammy, how much would you charge me for, my own personalized reading for connecting with my spirit guides? And I would tell you, and I would probably be drawing some other cards as well. But anyway, all that information's below too if you want your own reading or what have you. Now, for those of you who don't usually watch me, I am not the best card shuffler. And plus I'm like looking over the camera or in the camera when I shuffle. And then I do have problems with my hands due to issues I have in my I think it's C2 to C6, C3 to C6, something like that. So I am not the best card shuffler. So when especially this way, cards fly everywhere. It's like anytime I play cards at home, it's like I hate when it's my turn to shuffle. All right, so if I knock the camera while I'm shuffling this way, I apologize, but otherwise cards fly all over the place, and then this reading becomes more of a circus than a professional reading, okay? So thank you for understanding that. All right. So I'm going to draw 5 cards, and I'll fix them after I draw them. My husband watches. Well, he won't watch this one. He's not a Cancer. He's always, your cards are crooked. You know what? I'm not in a studio. I don't have a producer. This is in my meditation room with my camera. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, Cancer. The first card I'm going to draw, it's going to give us some information about what guide we're working with. Now, granted, we're not going to know the name, but it'll give us some idea of what their job is, because like some guides have specific jobs. And so our guardian angel, while he's our number one protector, our guardian angel, delegates. So this may be something that it could be she, most angels, they're not human, so they don't necessarily, follow biology, but just for ease, I'll probably be saying he a lot, even though I've been told mine is more feminine energy, my guardian angel. Actually, it is a she. She likes me to call her Amber. All right. So, all right. So let's go ahead and see what this card represents about our guide. So we got the 3 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So I think that this guide is someone Cancer. They're an angel, a guide, whatever, exactly what species, for lack of a better term, they are, I can't tell from this, but they really come to bat for you when you're in a place where, and it's kind of makes sense with all the yellow in the card, where your solar plexus is really, really slow or even totally blocked. And it's when you're really lacking confidence, when you're lacking self-esteem, self-worth, you have a lot of self-doubt. And this guide, really, their job is to come and try to help pick you up and brush you off so you can go, you know what? I'm okay. I'm good to go. I'm wonderful, and move forward. So that's who I think we're kind of dealing with today. So I'm curious to see what kind of information they're going to offer us about that today. All right. All right. So card number 2 is going to be a message that this guide wants to give to you right now at this moment. And the card you got, okay, is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is really about structure, really about tradition. Because I mean, if you look in the card, it kind of reminds you of like a pope, and he's got the followers. And so I think your guide is telling you today that you really need to maybe get with an advisor of some sort, an advisor, a mentor, a guide, somebody that can offer you some insight, steer you in the right direction, not necessarily spoon feed you information, but allow you to get the help you need. Now, whether this advisor it could be a legal advisor, it could be a financial advisor, it could be a religious advisor, a spiritual advisor, it could be a spiritual mentor, it could be a work mentor, that's hard to tell from this. And again, because this is a general reading and it's for every single moon baby on the face of this earth, I can't tap into everybody's energy and come up to and say, okay, this is definitely financial, So only you know what's going on in your life, but your guide is definitely saying that working with an advisor or getting yourself a mentor, it was going to help. And I think that makes a lot of sense because of the fact we said that this guardian angel here, or I'm sorry, it's not your guardian angel, it's one of your angels or guides. I'm just going to say guides, it just makes it easier. This guide here is making themselves available when you have a lack of confidence or self-doubt. And we normally need to reach out for advisement when we have some kind of doubt or we need to be educated or light shed on something. So, whether that's a professor or maybe a boss, or like I said, a spiritual advisor, coach, a religious person, a therapist, a doctor, whatever. So only you're going to know, in your life right now, what maybe this may be about. But your guide definitely wants you to know that right now you really should try to get with an advisor or mentor. And that's going to help you with whatever this is that's going on. Okay. And I don't get it that it's anything bad, and it's just sometimes we need help. We don't get to where we are, with my job, I've had, lots of education, but yeah, education only gets you so far. In order to get experience, you need to have a mentor to work with. It's even on my spiritual path to learn Reiki, to learn about crystals, to learn how to read tarot, to learn how to do candle magic, to learn how to make grids. My whole spiritual path, I have had numerous advisors and mentors, and you're always going to have one that's kind of like your main, kind of like how with our guardian angel. So my point is that we all sometimes in our life require someone to show us the ropes, to give us that guidance, to help us find those answers that we seek. Okay? Now, the third card that we're drawing here is something that your guide has been trying to convey to you, a message that they've been giving you signs, whether it's in your dreams or through music or numbers or whatever, and you're just not hearing it. And I think maybe you've been hearing it, but I think that you're just like, no, I like what I'm doing, and you're just ignoring it. And you know you're ignoring it, okay? So let's see what they're saying. Okay, another major arcana card. Okay, Cancer, woo. Major arcana cards are more like the way it's explained in tarot, it's split up into two decks basically. You have the major arcana, which are like these, and then the minor arcana, which are your wands, your swords, your cups, and your pentacles. And the major arcana is like the big details in life, and then the minor arcana is the little details that fill everything in, okay? So Judgment. This is a karma card, but I think that they've been giving you a lot of signs that I think there's some decisions that you've been making, and that maybe they're not been like the best decisions. I'm not saying they're utterly horrible or that they're totally wrong. They're just not the best decision. And your guides are telling you, or this specific guide is saying that you need to use the lessons that you've learned from past experiences to make your decisions. And that would kind of make sense, especially if, this guide is the guide that's coming through when we have a lack of confidence or a lack of self-doubt, or we have self-doubt. Because, sometimes we doubt ourselves because of an experience we've had in the past that's been negative. And rather than learning from it, we just bring up all those old emotions, and, that takes effect into today. So my point here is that before you make any more decisions, you need to really hesitate. You don't need to make them that fast. Take a minute. And I think that when you've been making decisions, that this guide and your guides have been, waving some flags to you, giving you some messages, giving you some synchronicities to say, hey, you need to really think about this a little more, or maybe you should do this, and rather than doing this, you're doing that. One of the things that I've read recently is that our path, or the things in our life don't happen to us. They happen for us. And that's a hard pill to swallow, especially when it's something's utterly horrible, death or rape or something like that. It's like, how can that be for our highest good? But through those types of situations, we do learn lessons, and sometimes we don't. But your guide really wants you to know any major decisions that you are making, don't make them out of haste. Don't just be all logic. Don't be all emotion. Don't base it all on intuition. Use those 3 tools equally, and use the lessons that you have learned from past experiences, okay? That's really important for you for some reason right now. It's like I'm getting like the flashing sign, like now, okay? So, they've been telling you this, and if you think back, you might go, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about. And I think you do know what they're talking about, all right? All right, card number 4 that we're going to draw is how we can be more open to receiving messages from all of our guides, okay? And for this, you got the Empress. Okay, intuition. Right off the bat, guys, intuition. Your guides want you to know you're Cancers, okay? Cancerians are known for being highly intuitive, okay? And our intuition does not steer us wrong if you tap into it. So my advice to you, and that kind of makes a little sense now to me why I was strongly encouraged to pull out some amethyst, is amethyst you can utilize with your third eye, okay? So I think that maybe, I don't think your third eye is closed or that it's slow or anything like that, but I definitely feel that for most of you that there is room for development, okay? So I would maybe work with some amethyst, work on meditating, opening up that third eye, keeping it nice and balanced, and when your gut talks to you, listen to it. Your intuition is not going to do you wrong. But that's where this is coming in, that you got to slow down. Because you're not listening to your intuition, you're not learning from those past experiences. You're just going willy-nilly and doing whatever you want, okay? So again, make those decisions based off your past experiences, the lessons that you've learned, and use your intuition. If you're going to go do X and your gut is saying, you know what, Tammy, that might not be the best choice, then you know what, you need to reassess. Because remember, Cancerians, our intuition is strong. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's strong. Now, that doesn't mean that you're a full-blown psychic or anything. That's two different things. I mean, we all have psychic abilities, and, we lose them, and whether or not you do things to strengthen them, to get them kind of like charged up and going again. Some people go their whole life and they're fine not doing that, and that is fine. So I'm not talking about psychic. I am talking about intuition, okay? Slow down, listen to it, meditate on that third eye. Also, this card is about connecting to Mother Nature, to Gaia. So I think that you're also going to receive a lot of messages through nature. Okay, so if you can try to get outside and maybe do a meditation. You don't have to meditate outside every day, but meditate outside, or when you go for a walk. You could be listening to your earbuds, whatever. And I'm not talking a meditative walk. I'm talking like if you're just going for a walk or a bike ride. Pay attention, because I think I think you need to connect to nature more, because you're going to get some signs from nature. It could be something as simple as a feather, or there are so many times when I'm up here working, doing readings for people, or I'm doing my own meditation, and a bluebird will fly and land on my windowsill. And bluebirds, they say blue birds, not necessarily blue jays. Bluebirds are supposed to represent happiness. And just, I was doing a reading, or I was pulling a card for myself about a passed on loved one to get a message. Long story short, it was the anniversary of my mom's death last month. So I wanted to pull a card, and when I did, and I looked, I have a window right there and then right over here. And the window over here, a butterfly landed right on the brick on the side of my house, kind of halfway up the window, and just sat there and flopped its wings while it stayed on the side of the house. And, it's like, okay, that's really awesome. So it's things like that. Nature can be very obviously therapeutic, but can give us a lot of signs. So pay attention when you're outside. It could be something as simple as if you're walking to your car, you might all of a sudden see an eagle fly. So just pay attention. There's going to be some signs and symbols that your guides are going to work through Mother Nature, through Gaia. So If you can get outside and meditate, that's even better. Go out in earth, kick your feet off, go stand in the grass or the dirt for a couple minutes and take some deep breaths in, get that vitamin D on your skin, and that's definitely going to help you as well. But just beautiful, 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 beautiful Cancer. All right, so the last card about our guide is, or your guide, Cancer. I mean, I know I'm Cancer too, but I never like to read for myself. I always have my mentor read for me. He reads for me usually, I would say every quarter I try to get a reading done. So sometimes it's every 2 months. It just kind of depends on how bad I need some guidance. Anyway, so this final card is, what is your guide helping you with on your spiritual path? Okay. And you got the Three of Swords. Okay. He is helping you with some healing. Okay. Spiritual healing. And spiritual healing, I mean, there's so many things that can affect our spirituality. I mean, even something as far as like grief. So many times a loved one passes away and then we get mad and angry and sad and we go through all those emotions and then we blame God or blame the universe and, what's the point, blah, 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 blah. Or some bad things happen to us and we sit there, oh, the universe is against me. But how do I want to say it? You definitely need some spiritual healing. This is only going to come via really meditating your butt off. You're going to need to meditate. Reiki, if you're a practitioner, do some Reiki on yourself or get Reiki. Again, I'm not trying to sell it to you, but it is an opening to plug. But if you need some Reiki healing, I am more than happy to do Reiki healing for you. And that's a wonderful thing about distance Reiki, is that it can be done anywhere, anytime. I mean, my spiritual advisor, he's in South Africa, and he, I'll be like, hey, I need some Reiki, and I get it. So, you could be sleeping, you can be shopping, and that's what's so wonderful about distance Reiki. It's just phenomenal. But anyway, your spirit really is in need of some TLC. As I said, Reiki definitely will help. Yoga will help, some sound healing, meditation, most definitely. But it's going to take a little time, and that's okay. But whatever that has been going on lately, you really, 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 really need some healing. Okay? And that healing is definitely going to help your self-confidence, your self-worth, and things of that nature. And as Cancers, you know how sensitive we are and how we take things to heart. And, a lot of times we let on that things don't bother us as much as they do. Trust me, I am an emotional... I don't know how my husband has stayed with me all these years. I'm just, so emotional. Okay, let's go ahead and pull our semi-shadow card. I'm going to try not to knock the camera here and not mess up all the cards. And what this is just one overall message that your guide wants you to be aware of and work on a little bit. Sorry if I hit the camera there. To work on a little bit, Cancer, and, to meditate with and just kind of an overall, like an exclamation point on what they're trying to get through to you. All right, so we're going to take this top card. These cards are really thick. All right, lunar babies. We got a lady and an old guy sitting there. Presence of absence. Okay, I can't read that through the screen, so bear with me a second. It says, hold what is absent in the presence of your love. Oh my gosh, that makes me want to cry. And we just talked about how emotional we are and learning from past messages. And your guide is definitely wanting you to know that somebody that was super, 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 super special to you, close to you, that has passed on in this life is constantly with you. Even though you may sit and feel like, oh, part of my life is missing and I'm sad that they're not here, which you should feel. However, this angel is letting you know that they are there with you and they are always with you. It's giving me goosebumps. I mean, you probably can't see it on the camera, but I've got goosebumps right now. And just chokes me up. They just really want you to know that they are so proud of you and the person that you are, and that they love you and they are always smiling upon you, and that you can do anything and everything you want in this life, that you are so capable, and they are not far away. They are always, always with you. And as long as you keep them alive in your heart, they are going to stay close to you. They love you so, so much. See, I told you this is kind of a shadowy deck, but it's not. That is, I got to move this over so we can get this in the frame. That really, really special. That I just keep hearing proud, proud, proud. So they're proud of you. You know who I'm talking about. So that's all I got to say. All right, that's a wonderful way to end a reading. Oh my gosh. So always remember to please connect with your guides. Call in on your guardian angels when you meditate. Or if you're having an issue and you're having a hard time making a decision, it's okay to call in on your guides. Every time before I do any tarot reading, I call in on my whole spiritual team and ask, and I basically say, if any of my guides want to come forward and be with me during this reading, please come close to me. Because I don't know all my guides' names. I don't know how many I have. I might have one that's just a tarot guide. I don't know. And so that's why I just say, whoever wants to come forward, come on, the more the merrier. So don't be afraid to ask your guides for help. They want to help you. They want to see you be the best. Okay, Cancer. I see something in my crystal ball right now. I see at first I thought it was a cube, but it's really not. It almost reminds me of like a dog dish, because it's round and it looks like there's some kind of indentation in the middle. So I don't know if this means anything to anybody. I really don't know what it is. I guess it could be a ring as well. But like I said, it's round and there's definitely some kind of indent, and it's the way that I'm sitting and I don't want to move and not see it correctly. So like I said, it could be something like basically what I'm seeing, this is one of my things that holds my spheres. So basically I'm seeing it, but more like it's tilted kind of like that. So where I can kind of see that there's an indentation by the coloration, but that's almost what it reminds me of. But it's not quite so perfectly circular. It's a little more oblong. I don't know if that means anything to anybody out there. And then up at the top, I'm seeing just a blob, a circle, just a solid dot. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody. And actually, the more I look at the top, not at the ring, but as I look at the top, it kind of seems like a diamond kind of tilted. So it makes me wonder, diamond ring. So has somebody lost a diamond ring? Maybe you're going to find a diamond ring. If this resonates with you, shoot me an email, Tammy@YourNaturalHealer.com, because I would be really curious. The crystal ball, I never, like if I intentionally scry, I'll see things, but there's been several times during readings where I'll just look up and it's out there. And probably because you guys are Cancer and I'm Cancer, it's really wanting to talk to me. But definitely, yeah, I think diamond ring. And I'm absolutely sure of that. That's the message, diamond ring. So anyway, I hope that all resonates. Again, thank you so much for joining me with this. Leave any comments below, thumbs up if this resonates with you. Again, if you're interested in any products, crystals, sage, oils, go to yournaturalhealer.com/services, and all this is in the link below. For your own reading, I also have birth chart analysis. There's planet reports. There's numerology reports. There's a lot of stuff. So check out also if you go to yournaturalhealer.com/services. And like I said, I'll put that all in the link below. I don't want to make this too much longer. So with that being said, my beautiful fellow Cancer lunar babies, whoops, I'm sitting here hitting my tinctures. Go live your best life, but do it the natural way. I will see you for the weekly readings and then again next month. Namaste.